That's taken care of. Okay, so you were saying, Amina. Okay, so I understand too that people start looking at the contour of people's foreheads and think that's an indicator. I mean, I understand we all have a forehead that wraps around like a band, but you've got to feel it, not just see. Just because there's kind of a crease right here doesn't mean that's a band. Again, that's physiological. That could be traditional Chinese medicine. That's not what we're talking about here. Okay? Especially when we get into kidneys and adrenals, then you're probably really going to have it with that one. But I just want to make that distinction clear.
And then the second thing, do both of us get that? A very slight ear indicator.
Okay.
That is not apparent. I mean, so it felt super, super slight.
And like again, ears can also relate to sinuses.
Right.
And those kinds of things. Anything?
But
no
you
allergies.
The mild ear indicator too, and there's no allergies.
Okay.
Nothing.
Well, if you go back to the first degree explanation on your sheet, people may or may not know they have anything going on. There may or may not be signs or symptoms. Maybe it's going to come in the future. I don't know. Just like the woman I saw, I said, "We have an ear indicator." This is nonsense. A year later, oh, she's going deaf. But you don't have the going deaf indicator, just so you know, okay? But I'm saying, just because there's nothing right now doesn't mean it's irrelevant. But I would rather that you have an indicator, no pathology or symptoms or signs, respond to the perceptual vitality, and avert the whole situation altogether. That would be the ideal.
But neurological.
We haven't got.
You see a band on neurological, because they're like, she's a sick band. I know you didn't see anything when we did the consultation, and I don't really think I have a.
Okay, well, these guys are just learning about the band. Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Maybe we're wrong.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Well,
That was.
right? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm going with a professional over here. Well, we've been doing it a long time.
Okay. It's all good, you guys. Just because your partner says they see an indicator doesn't mean you have an illness. Okay, just we're just exploring. Yes. Was that?
On my mom's side of the family, they all go deaf 1 year before they die. So like their hearing steps down significantly. So they go, oh, they have hearing loss. So they start making their plans. Like on my mom told me, my uncle, all the kids, everyone, on that side of the family.
So they have a gradual hearing loss in the last year of their life. They go deaf, or the hearing loss begins in the last year and then it goes to deaf within the 12 months.
Yeah, it's
the second or the first.
It's not deaf. No, it's not. It's not.
I thought you said they go deaf.
I want to say like they lose their hearing. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, you said deaf.
I meant to say they lose their hearing.
And then they die.
They lose their hearing. Well, the minute they lose their hearing, like if they're at 100%, then they step down to like 50%.
Oh,
and they
super
go,
fast.
And they go, oh shit, like it happens like that. And they're like, I've got a year.
They've got an expiration date.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, are these people that you've been able to see during that time, and did you notice anything about the tension in their teeth?
I didn't know the look.
You
Okay.
didn't have to see their teeth.
I mean, I didn't.
When it hurts you.
But I'm just saying, like, if they didn't have it, like, I don't have it now, then my brother doesn't have it now. But if I ask to see his teeth soon, and I see that indicator, and he tells me he's lost his hearing.
It sounds like the voodoo curse.
Yeah. Belief system. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I don't have an explanation for that.
Yeah, throw that away.
It's not me. It was like.
Well, when we get into, once we complete this conversation, we will discuss the perceptual vitality, because right now I want to hear about how you perceived the indicators. When we get into the perceptual vitality, maybe that will give you some information about as to why that's happening. Okay?
So we've done a cardio one.
So, and does Pete have a history of anything? Mild.
My calcium score, CT calcium score was a little bit elevated.
Okay, so does that mean like some buildup in the heart or
Yeah,
something?
some buildup in my arteries.
All right. Do you want to stand up for a second? You guys are going to take a look at Pete and see if you perceive kind of a... And again, we're just talking about calcium. We're not talking about cardiac arrest. So again, it could be in a mild state. Do you maybe feel maybe a pressure from within his chest, not necessarily outside of his chest? Is there just... Well, I'm just saying in a mild sense. If
It doesn't seem big.
I would bring your attention to this area specifically right here. Okay.
wouldn't necessarily always have to focus at the armpit line, but it could be in
Right.
the area.
Yeah, but I wouldn't look to his waist to perceive this or the shoulders to perceive this. I would be, or even the face. I would be even here.
John, what do you feel?
I just want you guys to discover right now, okay? This is about you. But that's why I brought that. That's why I'm asking you, do you feel maybe just a slight pressure from within his chest, not on the outside of his chest like the inner tube that I've depicted? Yeah, and again, we're just talking about calcium. I mean, you have to take a look at the situation. Okay. Thank you, Peter.
What did
Okay.
you feel? So,
I brought it to your attention to see if you felt a pressure from within his chest. Secret code. John is feeling a pressure from within his chest, okay? I think I'm being pretty straightforward.
no, I need you to be more complicated.
Just
And have like
Deflect,
Okay.
But can you represent?
Yes, please.
Go, Amy, go.
Well, no, for me, they said, yes, they did see a band. Right?
On you.
On me.
Okay.
A slight band.
Slight band.
Okay, that's fine.
Anything you know?
No.
Okay.
But I could also attribute it to some of the other stuff that I do, I think.
Very well.
And then they said, no on the ear looking at the teeth, but when we looked at it a different way, through intuitive.
So you looked at the teeth a different way, or you looked at hearing a different way?
She looked at the teeth a different way. She came up with the correct answer, but she didn't see it. like
I'm
she
not
said.
familiar with what a cracked answer is.
She identified my issues.
Correct.
Oh,
Answer.
correct answer.
Yes.
I was like, what's a cracked dancer? You heard that too? Okay, it's not just me. No, they heard cracked dancer back there too. I'm like,
Yes, that was
just say, man, it was a wild time back then, wasn't it? The cracked dancer. Okay, so and the correct answer being
Eustachian tube backup, small ear canal.
So that's what I saw,
Right.
but
Okay.
that was not
But
easy.
we kind of can pick it up from the
I didn't
teeth.
see it in her.
So we were wondering, is there a limited thing that comes in with the teeth as
Yeah,
far
are
as
you
the
only
ear-
seeing particular ear
Like
things, or
areas.
Any ear thing.
any ear things.
Oh, any ear thing comes in.
It's been my experience.
I wonder if anybody else has come up with their abilities and just didn't want to deal with it.
Excuse me?
I wonder if anybody else has similar abilities and they just didn't want to deal with it.
Well, one of the reasons I wrote the book is I was waiting to see if someone wrote to me and said, hey, me too. I know what you're talking about. But that hasn't happened yet. Kind of like with Bob Monroe. He wrote about his about experience. All of a sudden he was like, hey, me too. Where are you? Let's talk, But again, you guys, this is just day one with this indicator. So maybe you picked it up right now. Maybe you don't. And then you said just blockage in eustachian tubes.
Yeah, and
Would this be considered a extreme hearing situation, or would this be very mild?
well, it's consistent. It's I think landscape.
Okay, so it's chronic.
It's
But I'm just saying,
chronic.
like, if you were to go to a
Like
doctor,
ENT or something?
well, I'm just saying, would they be concerned, or would they just be like, you just have,
Yeah,
use
crap
some,
in your ears.
have some crap in your ears. So, I mean, if you just have wax buildup, I'm going to say that's a pretty mild. Is that what you would call it? I don't know.
Well, no, eustachian tube is
Okay.
That's the fluid.
fluid that drains.
Okay, into your throat.
Right.
Okay.
Which all goes along with
Sinuses.
sinus.
So you have like some sinus
I have
drainage.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would consider that to be a first degree medical situation. That's, and then again, so it could just be a really mild, and as you're learning an indicator, if a person has a real mild indicator, then it might not be easy to learn. I mean, the best way to learn is by meeting people that have like really third degree indicators, and then start learning your way to step back to the mild state. But we're only working with, who's here this weekend.